Hello everyone, today I'm gonna tell you about my recent perfume purchase. Do you believe that the perfume can make you more attractive to opposite sex? Or that the perfume actually smells so unique and so good on you that strangers stop you on the street and ask you what kind of fragrance are you wearing? Or do you think that perfumes smell different on different people? This little bottle claimed to have all these things and be responsible for much more. Is it true though? That's Escentric Molecule 01, 01, 01, 01. I first came across this perfume when I was watching my favorite blogger, and she recommended this perfume ages ago, like around a year ago or even more, and she was saying only good things about it. She said they're so unique and they don't smell like anything that she ever smelled before, and people actually stop her and ask her what is she wearing, like that she has this woman running behind her all around the whole supermarket just to stop her and ask her what is she wearing, what fragrance is she wearing. And what she also said that she never went through the bottle of perfume quicker than through this one. I was obviously really intrigued by this in the first place, but then it took me around a year to actually decide to make a purchase. I bought this little bottle around 2 months ago. I was really excited to smell it, and to be honest, I wanted to make a review really quickly, like after a couple of days, because I was just like so in love with the smell in the beginning, but I decided to give it a fair go. So after 2 months of wearing it almost every day, I think it's fair enough. I can tell you a little bit more about them. I bought them online. They cost me around £30. I completely agree with this blogger that recommended this perfume for me, because I've never went through perfume so quickly. Like this is like a 2 month usage, so that's pretty big usage. The whole idea behind them is that they are made from only one molecule. So if you think about it, all the other perfume are made from different components, like sometimes hundreds and hundreds of different fragrances, while this one contains only one ingredient, which once with the contact with your skin, it creates a very unique fragrance to each person. So your friend or your mom or whoever are gonna smell completely different after using this perfume than you. And I completely agree with this claim. They smell really woody on me, but for example on my boyfriend they smell really sweet and very masculine. The perfumes smell very light and have very subtle fragrance. They have they have they have very subtle fragrance. No, it's just because I sprayed it on my face. It's not because they're really bad. They have very delicate fragrance, which actually, because it's only made of one molecule, it's getting used to it so quickly that seriously within 3 or 4 minutes you stopped smelling it completely. You just don't feel like you're wearing anything on you, but other people can still smell it. So I think that might be one of the reasons why I went through the bottle so quickly, because I felt like, where my perfume? Like, it doesn't smell anymore, so I would just spray more and more and more, which actually doesn't intensify the fragrance on you, because once you have it on, it doesn't make you stronger, it doesn't cause you any headache, or doesn't make other people headache, but it's almost only build up to a certain point, and then it doesn't build up anymore. Wearing them definitely feels very comfortable. It's I think one of the sentences on the website says that it's like your skin, just better. I can completely relate to this sentence. It feels like my second skin. It feels like this perfume bring out the real fragrance and like the tone of my own skin, and I feel very comfortable with this. It feels like one of these perfumes that's been in my cupboard for ever, and they just with me throughout my whole life. I feel very used to them and very close to them and very comfortable with them. When I first spray, I have a impression like it smells a little bit like a Christmas tree, I mean like a pine tree. After a few minutes it's balanced out, so I can smell something like leather, but like a really good quality of leather, and like fresh air, fresh forest. It's very pleasant smell. Don't get me wrong, you're not gonna smell like a tree. It's just something very natural, very close to nature. Maybe a little bit like, yeah, just like a forest. That's what the smell reminds me of. But it's a very pleasant and natural fragrance. The reason why it says it's extra attractive for opposite sex is because it enhances your own fragrance, one, and second of all, it enhances your own pheromones, especially if you wear them when you're on the gym, or if your body temperature is slightly higher, if you're running around or you're busy at work, if you have like a physical work and your body temperature rises, then of course it intensifies the fragrance. And I have to say, I actually probably expected much more attention from men after me wearing this perfume, and nobody really tried to chat me up or something like this during these 2 months after wearing this perfume. But I found something interesting because a lot of women were asking me what am I wearing. So I don't really know whether this come from the fact that men will be quite shy and ask women about it, or men just actually don't notice this thing, or this perfume is too light and too delicate, or maybe because all the men I'm around know I have a boyfriend and they just don't do it. I actually think the reason why women were much more keen on coming to me and asking me what am I wearing, and strange women, especially at my work, I had lots of questions from my customers, what do I use? I think it's because the smell is so unique that you just don't recognize, and you're really really curious. Everyone knows how Armani Code or Coco Mademoiselle smell like, but nobody knows this particular fragrance. Initially I was not really loving this smell, but I found something very interesting because after 1 week of carrying this little bottle with me in my bag all day long, and I was just keep spraying a few times during the day, because like I told you, after a few minutes it disappears and you actually don't think you smell it at all. After a week I thought, no, I'm just going back to my old perfume, and my other perfume are like Chanel perfume, and I sprayed them on and I couldn't breathe. I was just like so intensive, although it was my favorite perfume and I used to wear it all the time. But what happened is that I think I got used to this light, very subtle fragrance, and my nose also had some break with heavy perfumes on me. That's why once I put my old heavy perfumes on, especially as winter time, I know I like smelling intensively in winter, my body was just like, no, 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 go back, go back. I'm addicted to it right now. And the funny thing is that it actually smells good if you combine it with other perfume. So because it contains only one molecule, it blends really nice with other fragrances. So anything I have in my cupboard, I can use this perfume and together with this Escentric Molecule, it actually smells really nice as well. Overall, I haven't had a chance to smell other fragrances from this range, but I'm actually really curious how the other ones smell, if I like this one really much. I've read though on other girls' reviews that this is probably the nicest smell out of all of them, but still the funniest thing is that you cannot really get this one in mainstream shops, in high street shops, so I didn't have a chance to even smell it before I bought it. I kind of bought it without having any idea how it actually smells. Whether I recommend it or not, you see, it's quite difficult for me to say, because on one hand it's something very unique and something very different and something perfect on every day. I'm not sure if I would wear this perfume on a big night out, to be honest. On the other hand, I read that in fact this perfume, although they cost £30 from this company, you can actually make them at home. Maybe you won't achieve exact the same fragrance, but I've heard they're very very cheap to make, because they pretty much contain only one molecule of perfume and alcohol, and that's all it is. That's everything for today. I hope this review was useful for you, and I invite you to my other videos. I see you later. Bye!